Hello everyone, I'm Charles, a family advocacy program specialist with the Fort Bragg Family Advocacy Program, but my favorite people call me Dad. I want to talk to the new and expecting dads out there. I'm going to ask you some questions, and the purpose of these questions is to prompt some thought on your part. So what I invite you to do is to watch this video once and then go and get a notebook, come back, watch the video again, record your favorite questions, have conversations with mom about these questions, and this will help you plan how you can be the best dad that you can be. Now, before we get into these questions, I want you guys to think about the concept of watching a sports game. Many sports games have 4 quarters. Now, many of us have probably watched a game where a team has failed to focus in one or more of any of those 4 quarters. And typically what happens, if a team fails to focus in one of the quarters, they lose the game. We're not gonna plan for any of the dads out there to lose at this thing called fatherhood. So what I wanna do is break up the idea of being a dad into 4 quarters. And if you can focus on each of these 4 quarters, the likelihood of you being an awesome dad goes through the roof. So if we think about the first quarter, thinking about beginning the game of being the best dad that you can be, one of the most important aspects of success is preparation. So when it comes to you being a dad, are you as prepared as you can be? Are mom and dad on the same page about what it takes to be fully prepared to be the best parents that you can be for your babies? Are you aware of all upcoming medical appointments that mom and the baby are going to be having together? And where in your home will your child be sleeping? And have you taken the appropriate steps to childproof your space? In terms of building bonds and building trust, have you started to think about how you want your child to feel when you are present? If you want your child to feel a sense of security, a sense of trust, it's important to think about what behaviors of yours will be necessary to build those bonds with that child. But it doesn't just stop at building a bond with the child, it's also important to build a bond with the mother as well. Are the two of you emotionally connected as a team as will be necessary to be the best parents that you can be for your baby? Things to consider. So again, I invite you to watch this video through, go and get a notebook, come back, record your favorite questions that'll help you prompt some conversations with mom moving forward. Sometimes some men go into fatherhood without a lot of experience dealing with children, and that's okay. Some of you may benefit from building some skills that'll help you provide nurturing care to your children. Now, there's a program. It's a really awesome program. It's specifically designed to provide support for new parents. And the purpose of this program is to help ensure that new parents are successful along their journey of being new parents. Now, what's this program designed to support new parents? It's the New Parent Support Program. I invite all dads, new and expecting, to reach out to this program. It has a wonderful staff. They'll be more than excited to assist you in any way they can to help ensure your journey through fatherhood is a success. So again, first quarter, it's all about preparation. If you ever watched a sports game and the team was unprepared, pretty easy to see as you watch the game. But the teams that are the most prepared help ensure their success the most. Now it's time to move into the second quarter. This second quarter is fatherhood. There is a difference between fatherhood and parenthood. Fatherhood is where your manhood and parenthood combine into one. There is a difference between a father and a mother. There is a difference between a man and a father. When we combine your parenthood and your manhood together, that'll develop into your unique sense of fatherhood. Question: what does it mean to you to be a good man? If I know what it takes to be a good man, I'll also know what type of example I want to provide for my children. If I have questions about what it takes to be a good man, that's also generally going to lead to me having some questions about whether or not I'm being a good example for my children. Spend some time, speak with the people that you trust, develop a really good idea of what it takes to be a good man. Also, what does it take to be a good parent? Good man, good parent. You combine those two together, you're very likely to have a good father. What does it take for you to be a good man? What does it take, in your opinion, for people to generally be a good parent? The better you're capable of combining those two, the more likely you are to be satisfied and comfortable with the type of father you're being for your children. When it comes to dad duties, what types of things do you want to be known for doing for your children and for your family? Around the home, in the relationships, and things in general. What are the things that you plan to be the one to take care of in your home? And if you think about your idea of a good dad, do you have a mental image? Because chances are there will be times during your parenting journey that things will be difficult, and that's okay. But when we face difficulty, it's very helpful for us to have an idea of what good or success look like. And if I can keep in mind what a good example is, that'll help me develop some direction in terms of what I want to do, how I want to do things, and how I want to be seen by others. What are your most important personal values? When your children are adults, what values do you want them to have learned from you? If honesty, integrity, trustworthiness are important values to you, if those are the types of values that you want to teach to your children, what are some specific things, some specific behaviors that you're going to need to exhibit to ensure that those are the values you are instilling in your children? The earlier you begin to plant your seeds, the stronger those roots will grow, and the more those important values will become integral parts of the people your children grow into. If you think about the idea of looking at you through your child's eyes, initially you're going to be physically very large to them. What types of things do you want them to see? How do you want them to see you carry yourself? How do you want them to hear your voice? When you walk to your child to pick them up, what is it you want them to see? When you smile at them, when you hold them, when you carry them, and when your child sees you interacting with their mom or any other siblings they may have, what is it you want that child to see? Keep that in mind, and that'll help you develop a way to carry yourself, one that'll more likely lead to building some positive relationships and interactions with your children. First quarter is all about preparation. Second quarter is all about developing yourself into the best dad that you can develop yourself into. Now it's time for the third quarter. We don't get a halftime break. Being a parent is a full-time job. And even though we may sleep from time to time, whether it's sleeping at the end of the day or falling asleep and taking a nap, we're still on our parenting job. Third quarter, self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? How well do you know what you need? Consider this. The physical state you are in and the level of care you take of yourself will be your child's family medical history. When your child is an adult, and they are reflecting on their family's medical history, the things you do today will be a part of that history. How well are you taking care of yourself? How well do you take care of your physical body? How well do you take care of your mental state? How well do you take care of your emotional state? If my health is lacking in any of these areas, I not only benefit myself, but my child as well by working to stay as healthy as I possibly can. How well do you handle difficult emotions? How well do you handle anger? How well do you handle stress? How well do you handle frustration? These are all emotions that you are likely to experience from time to time during your parenting journey. If you can handle these emotions well, congratulations. You're on your way to succeeding and not only managing these emotions well, but showing your children what it looks like to manage those emotions well. However, if there are any emotions you have a difficult time managing, that's okay. It's early enough in your parenting journey, wherever you may find yourself, to reach out for some help. If I can't handle my emotions well on my own, I can reach out to trusted loved ones, or I can speak with mental health professionals, I can seek professional counseling or therapy, or I can attend some free workshops to help me build the skills necessary to manage those emotions. Because consider this, however I handle my emotions, whether in a positive way or a negative way, that becomes how I teach my children to handle their emotions also. When I am feeling emotions, whether these are positive emotions or negative emotions, what is the way that I choose to communicate my emotions to other people? Am I the type of person who's generally capable of clearly communicating how I feel to someone else? If I am, congratulations. You're on your way to exhibiting positive behavior to your children. However, if there are any emotions that are difficult for me to process, difficult for me to communicate about to others, then it's helpful for me to start seeking some assistance to handle those emotions better and to communicate those emotions better. Because it's not just about me anymore. And as a dad, it'll never be just about you anymore. You have to succeed in managing yourself, and it's important to keep in mind what you are teaching your children about managing their emotions as well. What are some things, generally speaking, that you seem to be able to do better than most others? What are you known for? What is your thing? What are some things about yourself that you are able to take pride in? When I'm self-confident, when there are some things about myself that I enjoy, when there are some things about myself that others will generally tend to come to me for, that helps me parent more confidently. Parenting isn't just about figuring out what to do for someone else. Being the best parent I can be is going to require me to constantly keep in mind where I am emotionally, where I am physically, where I am mentally, and what type of person I want to be for other people. Third quarter is all about self-awareness. I have to be aware of myself. I have to be aware of the self that I present to others. Fourth quarter, we can't give up yet. The game's still going. I can succeed in the first quarter. I can succeed in the second quarter. I can succeed in the third quarter. But chances are, we've watched a sports game before where the team has fallen off in the fourth quarter. And when we fall off before the game is over, then it's easier to lose. We don't want any of the dads out there to lose on this parenting journey. We're going to move into the fourth quarter going as strong as we have in all of the three previous quarters. The fourth quarter is all about developing relationships with all of the important people in your life and all of the important people in your child's life. In terms of relationships, what does it mean to you to show respect. If you think about the word respect, if you think about specific behaviors that are required for you to feel respected, if you think about a specific way of speaking that is required for you to feel respected. If you've ever encountered someone, especially someone who's important to you, and you did not feel respected, what does it take for you to be able to successfully communicate to someone that you are not feeling respected? Respect is going to be big. We don't wait until our children are older to start respecting them. We respect our children first by respecting ourselves, second by respecting the other parent, and consistently by respecting them as well. Respect isn't just a matter of the behaviors I'm exhibiting. Respect is also going to require some pretty thoughtful consideration of the other parent and the things that are the best for them. How do you plan to show respect to your children? How do you plan to teach discipline to your children? It's important to think about the concept of discipline not in terms of punishment, but in terms of teaching. We don't have to wait until something has gone wrong to take advantage of a teaching opportunity. Every time your child sees you, every time you interact with your child, what you are doing is teaching them how a dad should interact with them. How do you plan to teach your children? Another thing to consider, how important is communication to you, and what is your communication style? There's going to be a lot of communication between dad and child, between dad and mom, between child and dad, child and mom, and all around and extra depending on how many other family members you have. What do you want your communication to look like? Family A and Family B can each be healthy with completely different communication styles. That's okay. But the better you understand how you want to communicate, and the better you understand what it takes for successful communication between mom and dad, the more likely you'll be successful in your parenting journey. I want you to think about the concept of self-talk. These are the thoughts we have about ourselves, the voice we hear about what we're planning to do throughout the day, the voice we hear when we either make a mistake or do something the way that we've been planning. When you think about your self-talk, is it generally positive or negative? If your self-talk is positive, then you're more likely to have positive interactions with your child. If your self-talk is negative, then it's easier for you to start having negative interactions with your child and their mom. If your self-talk is generally more negative than it is positive, it's more helpful for you to pause, take a deep breath, and reflect on some positive things about yourself. Before I interact with other people, if I take this pause, take this deep breath, and reflect positively on some things about myself, when it is time to interact with other people, those interactions are much more likely to be positive in nature. How is your relationship with your child's mom? Is that positive? What is positive about your relationship with your child's mom? What is positive about your relationship with your child's mom that you want your child to see? The more I think about this, the more likely I am to be successful in showing my child what I want them to see when it comes to being positive with that child's mom. How does your relationship with your child's mom affect the child? How is the way you treat mom going to impact the child? What are some ways you can treat mom more positively that will in turn more positively impact your child? more time you spend giving thought to these questions, the more likely you are to be successful in your parenting journey. If you think about what it means to be emotionally connected with someone, what does it take for you to feel an emotional bond to another person? What will it take for you to strengthen those emotional bonds? When we're tired and fatigued and busy, and we combine busy days with the responsibilities of parenthood, sometimes it's easy to forget the things that are necessary to build connection. But if before I get busy, before I lose sleep, before days start blending together, if I spend time thinking about what types of things are required to build connection with my child, I have those things in my mind already. And when it's busy and I'm short on time and I want to build the connection, I've already thought about this. I know exactly what I can do to build this connection, and now I'm more likely to be successful in my parenting journey. So if you think about your fatherhood and you divide that fatherhood into 4 quarters, first quarter, we have preparation. The more prepared I am, the more likely I am to be successful in this fatherhood journey. Second quarter, fatherhood. How am I going to blend my manhood with my parenthood to be the best dad that I can be? Third quarter is all about self-awareness. What level of care am I taking of myself? How mindful am I of the type of person I present to others? Fourth quarter is all about building those relationships and staying connected, not only with the child, but with mom as well, because you're going to be successfully traveling through this journey together. Hope you got some value from this video. And again, I do invite you to go and get a notebook, revisit this video, record your favorite questions, and continue to have some conversations about these moving forward. I'm Charles, again from the Fort Bragg Family Advocacy Program. Thanks for stopping by.